Do you believe that this is a New York City apartment? This has to be the smallest apartment I have ever seen. It's a studio located in Greenwich Village, and the space you see is the entire apartment. You do have a small kitchenette set up with a mini fridge and a sink, one big window, and you might ask where the bathroom is, and the answer is that there is no bathroom in the apartment. It's actually located in the hallway, and it is shared between 4 different units, and rent is $1,975 per month.
Come along with me while I show you guys what paying $5,200 in Astoria, New York gets you. This is what I pay $5,200 for. Sit. I thought I was getting a deal because when I was looking in Manhattan, everything was like $7,000 and $8,000 what I wanted. So I came over here and they told me $5,200. I'm like, oh yeah, sold, got it. Then I start finding out my neighbors, the prices that they're paying, and I'm like, I got friggin' robbed. Now I'm gonna tell you what else. There is a lot of like amenities, but we do pay an amenity fee. There's a rooftop pool that you have to pay extra for, $1,000. There's a parking garage that I do have my car, so I do need a parking garage. Not included. It's an extra like $380 a month. There's a gym. I do use the gym. There's like a golf room. There's a computer lab, like business area. There's a kids playroom. I don't have kids. Yeah. Would you pay $5,200 to live here? Because I need to negotiate my rent, my leases up in 2 months, and like I can't pay that. I refuse to pay that again. What is like a reasonable price to pay to live here so I can negotiate with my people? Because I really don't want to pack up and move somewhere else. I'd rather stay where I'm at, but not for $5,200, which really isn't even $5,200 because I paid $1,000 for the pool for the summer, and I pay every month to park my car. So I'm spending like $6,000 just on rent. So, thank you.
Shared bathrooms, micro studios, over $5,000 a month. Honestly, I'm sorry, but there has to be something wrong with some of y'all. Because instead of simping for landlords and simping over New York City, you could be living a more modest and comfortable life with the money you make anywhere else in the world. Why do you do this to yourselves? Every time I talk about rent and like the expensiveness of this city, some people like get kind of in a tizzy about it. They get like uncomfortable. They get annoyed at me. They say that, well, this is New York. What do you expect? And I just feel like that type of mentality is the problem and why we've gotten to the point that we're at in 2025. These prices should not be justified. This amount of greed and just robbery basically should not be tolerated, should not be accepted, should not be rationalized. Like, this is extortion. Imagine paying over $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, and you don't even get your own bathroom, and you don't even get a proper place to breathe in. You're literally living in a jail cell. And there was even a comment that said, going to jail is way better than this BS. And I honestly agree, because at least in jail, I don't have to pay for it, Imagine that. I have to pay thousands of dollars to live in a shoebox. And you people justifying these prices are the problem. I don't give a shit that this is New York City. Fuck that. I noticed that a lot of the people defending these prices aren't even from this city. They come from California or wherever other state, and then they come here and then they try to tell people that are born and raised here, oh no, this is New York, this is New York. Actually, the prices are this extreme because of people like you that keep coming over here. Some of you have to realize that New York City is not worth it. And instead of being, miserable about that fact, or harboring resentment over that fact, or attacking anybody that says this type of stuff, just reflect in the mirror for once and realize, you know what, maybe they have a point. Maybe this city is overrated. Maybe this city is not worth paying $5,000 a month for a shoebox. Because some of you guys get less and less in return and become more and more defensive over the city, when it should actually be the opposite. Like, if this city is as great as you think it is, shouldn't it be catering to you? It should be where you feel comfortable with the rent prices, you feel happy with the way you're paying for things here, you feel happy with the way things are going here. But instead, I feel like a lot of people come here their dreams or illusions about New York City are crushed, and then they stay here, but they're all miserable about it, and then they take it out on people that dare to criticize New York City. I'm a native here. I'm born and raised here, and I can criticize the city as much as I want because this is my city. This is my town. This is not yours. You have the option to leave whenever you want. No one's asking you to stay here and be miserable over New York City just because deep inside you know the truth that this city is not what you thought it was, and paying $5,000 a month for this is not worth it, okay? And so really, a lot of people really have to kind of just wake up and start realizing and reflecting that this is not worth it. These rent prices are extortions. This is a scam. This is robbery. And anytime somebody justifies this or ends up paying for this, you're contributing to this issue and making it worse. This is why these landlords and these realtors are giving us less and less for more and more. Okay? They like write some BS list of amenities that don't even really matter in the long run because they charge you for them anyway, as you saw that girl mention. And on top of that, even in far neighborhoods, like, do you know where Astoria, Queens is? That girl lives far away from the heart of Manhattan, from the heart of the city, okay? She's not near the city. So it's like, even in Brooklyn and Queens and these outer boroughs, they're starting to charge these exorbitant prices just because people have bought into the hype of New York City that really is not there anymore, you know? Like, this is not a city where it's worth paying $5,000 a month. I don't know who brainwashed you into thinking that or believing that. And the fact that people like me get like not attacked, but at least criticized or dragged over speaking on this and being told, this is just New York City, this is how it is, if you don't like it, leave. What kind of attitude is that? Do you know that you're actually way closer to me, a brokey, than you are to the people charging these exorbitant prices, to the companies and corporations that do this? You and I are a lot closer. So really, I don't know why you're taking it out on me or on people who criticize New York City about this issue than taking it out on the people that are actually charging you those exorbitant prices. I'm not the one charging you $5,000 a month. Go be miserable about that to them and with them, not to me. I'm just here speaking about my perspective on this issue. And you don't have to agree. Maybe you're a sucker who thinks paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month is worth it in New York City to live in a shoebox, but I most definitely do not. It's crazy that people can spend 50% of their paycheck, of their annual income on rent. How are you going to save money? How are you going to plan for the future? It's literally impossible. You cannot, because you're giving all your money to the renters, all your money to the landlords. And like, don't think that it's going to get better, because I know that due to the COVID pandemic, some people thought that the rents were going to go down and keep going down. Well, guess what? They're going back up, and they're going to even go higher than they were before. And it's just insane, the fact that people justify these prices just to be able to say that they live in New York City. Does that really matter that much to you? Does it matter living in a city if you are broke, miserable, live in a shoebox, have roommates that you hate, and so forth? Like, does it really, really, really count if you have to go through all of those things just to be able to say you live in New York City? In my opinion, it's not worth it. In no rational society or world should anyone be paying $2,000 a month for a micro studio that doesn't even have its own bathroom. Like, what is this, a university dorm? Like, it's truly insane. And somebody is going to justify this. Someone is going to say, no, well, it's in Greenwich Village or whatever, so it's worth it. Like, I don't understand this logic. Have y'all really been that brainwashed over New York City and living here? It is not what you think it is. I can tell you so many things. Go watch my other videos. Please stop this already, okay? No one deserves to go through this, because when you come here, you'll quickly realize that it is not the fantasy that you thought it would be. These New York rent prices are a scam. They're an extortion, and they are taking your money. This is highway robbery. Wake up. Enough already, okay? Stop justifying these prices to yourself and to your friends and to other people who criticize these prices. Nobody is jealous. I'm here. I live in Brooklyn. I'm born and raised in New York City, and I can tell you that it is not worth it, okay? Before you call me a disillusioned transplant or somebody that's bitter or whatever, I'm not. I'm born and raised in this city, and I can tell you, stay the hell away, okay? Because you cannot justify to me paying thousands a month for a shoebox that doesn't even have its own bathroom. That's insane to me, that like people can go to these lengths and justify getting less and less and less, while they charge more and more and more. Like, honestly, just like take a look in the mirror, okay? And just ask yourself, is it truly worth it? Is it worth it hustling my whole life to pay rent? never have a dime in savings, to be scammed, to be, you know, lied to, told that I'm going to get all these beautiful amenities like a washing machine room and like a gym that, one, I don't even need, and two, I'm going to end up being charged for anyway. So like, I feel for those people. And like, that's why I just want to say, like, if you're in that position, now you know how it truly is. Make sure to warn other people that you know that are also having these issues or want to come to New York City, but they don't realize the magnitude and scope of how difficult it can be unless you're making 100K a year. And so this is just something that I feel like a lot of people should be talking about more. A lot of people still buy into the hype, into the, you know, illusion that New York City is this easy place where you can just make it like on 40, 50K. Like, no, it's insane. Like, to rent an apartment in New York City, you need to make 40 times the amount of the monthly rent. So like, if you want to rent an apartment that's 1.5K a month, you need to be making around 60K. So again, that's not a salary that anybody just makes like that, right? So think about this. Like, this is where we are headed, and it's only going to get more and more and more extreme. The bubble is only going to keep expanding and increasing. So just stop justifying these prices. Stop justifying these prices to yourself. Stop saying to yourselves that this is how it is because it's New York City. Like, no, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, we have a housing crisis. There's so many vacant lots and vacant buildings in this city that are not being used that could be transformed into affordable housing. We don't have to be paying 4K a month, 5K a month for a shoebox. And like, everything now just these days is upscale luxury apartments, this, luxury apartments that. Where are the affordable apartments? Not everybody wants to live in a luxury apartment that isn't even a real luxury apartment, you know, but like, they know that people fall for this marketing, people fall for this hype, people fall for these fancy pictures, and this is why they get away with this, and this is why they're charging the amounts that they're charging now, and they know that. And so since there's so many people that are just, here, take my money, scam me, well, of course they're going to keep doing this. That's why I'm saying, please stop justifying these prices. Please stop rationalizing these rent prices. They are not normal. They are not normal, okay? Don't come here and think that paying $5,000 a month for a shoebox, a studio apartment, and now even a micro studio apartment is worth it just to be able to live in New York City, because it is not. You will quickly find out how miserable that is because you have no space to do anything, and on top of that, you're being charged a ridiculous amount of money. You're going to spend all your paycheck on rent. So just know that in 2025, and honestly for the past 10, 15 years, New York City rent prices are a scam. New York City rent prices are extortion. And if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments, but I really don't know how anybody on this God-given earth could rationalize paying $2,000 a month for a place that doesn't even have its own bathroom. But hey, you do you, right? You do you. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you in the next one.